What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up Show. My name is BJ Matthews, aka B Jizzle. Before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. All of our YouTube videos. Hit that like button, hit the share, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell, ring that as well to get all of our notifications. And also, if you guys would like to go to our Cash App, which is $ BJ Matthews, PayPal at Project Masters. If you guys like what y'all hear in the content, we greatly appreciate all the love and support that y'all give us, man. Let's get it popping. All right, man. So here we are with another video. The conference finals have begun in the NBA. Last night was the Denver Nuggets and the LA Lakers, with the Denver Nuggets winning 126 to 132. Very high impact game, very exciting game, very high intense game. And this is what I expect for the rest of the series. It's gonna be a crazy series, man. Not to at both series as both the East and the West. The Heat and the Celtics are gonna be crazy as well. But I kind of want to talk about a particular player. Obviously, the man of the hour was this guy right here, Nikola Jokic. Now, Jokic is somebody that I've spoken about in the past in previous videos. If you guys have not already seen in my past videos, I talk about Nikola Jokic quite a bit. I've compared him as far as, the Nuggets, like their team, where their team is like. I've compared him to Joel Embiid as well. So it's a lot of things that I've done to see if, Nikola Jokic is really that guy. I have to say this, man. I really do. Watching Nikola Jokic now from what I previously seen, I see somebody. I see a different basketball player. And when I say a different basketball player, I mean a person who is starting to really like figure every single scheme and every single attack basically against him, as far as coverages and things of that nature, where he can just basically pick apart defenses. And it's fun to watch, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Nikola Jokic, if you're his teammate, then you definitely want to play with him. What I know is with the Denver Nuggets, as y'all can see on the starting five, like everyone got a chance to eat. Meaning everybody got a chance to score. And a big reason that's because Nikola Jokic. Look at that stat line: 34 points, 21 rebounds, and 14 assists. 12 for 17 from the field in 42 minutes. 3 for 3 from the three-point line, 100%. So he shot over 60% from the field. He shot 100% from the three. He got Wilt Chamberlain rebounds over 20. He got prime Rajon Rondo assists, which is 14, and he had 34 points. Now, you can attest that to saying he stat pads or whatever. So I watched the game. Those shots and those assists that he made were all within the game. Now, the rebounds for him, he's the type of a rebounder, and I've said this before, you don't have to be an elite jumper to be a very good rebounder. All you got to do is practice two things: desire for the ball and positioning. That's it. It's not about who can jump the highest. It's about who positions themselves for the rebound, like having a nose for the ball, they call it. And it's about will. That's it. Nikola Jokic is a two-time MVP. And I have to say this, man. I've said that Joel Embiid's better than Nikola Jokic. I've said that Joel Embiid, I'd rather have him on my team over Nikola Jokic. But after watching Embiid in the playoffs this year, and looking at his track record in second round exits and how usually he's very average in these sort of games, I have to reevaluate. And let me first say this about Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid has all the tools to be the best player in the NBA. All the tools, the size, the girth, the skills, the footwork. He has all that to be the best player in the league. The dude can be averaging 35 and 15 easy, with like 4 or 5 assists, depending on how he feels. But when it gets to the postseason, the guy's been in the league for 7 seasons, never got past the second round. Some has been dealt with injuries, others he's just been coming up short. But it's not even the fact about his game that is why I have to reevaluate. It's the statements he be saying, man, when he doesn't come up big. Make sure y'all hit the like button. This isn't live. So after the second round exit, he said, "Me and James, we just can't win alone. That's why basketball is played 5-on-5." So Joel Embiid obviously was dealing with a sprained knee. But I seen him perform well after the sprained knee, so I can't even really give him that pass no more. At the end of the day, like, you've had time to get readjusted to that injury, and at the end of the day, there's always people getting hurt. Look at De'Aaron Fox; he was dealing with a finger that probably might need surgery. Right? Kawhi Leonard had a torn meniscus, went out there for game 2, apparently had 31 points. Right? You got, other players who's dealing with injuries in the league, man. Like, but Joel Embiid, this is who he's been, man. He's always coming up with excuses. In 2021, he said he put Ben Simmons under the bus. Now, I supported Joel Embiid after, because I felt like, I felt that entire season Joel Embiid was carrying them. And that's why I say keyword is season. For this regular season, Joel Embiid's a monster. Like 30 plus points. You give him 13 rebounds. You give him monster numbers. 50-point games, 40-point. He has all that in his toolbox. But when it gets to these playoffs, it's not the same Joel Embiid, man. That's just the bottom line. And then the statements he be saying really be turning me off now. When I look at Nikola Jokic and I hear from his teammates, they all say the same thing. He's very humble. He doesn't make it about himself. He's always trying to, involve other people. Even with the MVPs, when reporters and people ask him about it, he just rolls his eyes and just act like it's not a big deal. Bones Highland, a former teammate of Nikola Jokic, said that, every time Bones Highland would get, hyped up, Nikola Jokic would tell him, "Hey, be humble. Hey, be humble." You know what I'm saying? Be humble. You can see that on his Kevin Garnett's podcast. He tells him to be humble. Right? Tells him to be humble. All his other teammates, KCP, Jamal Murray, Coach Malone, they all speak highly of Nikola Jokic, bro. He never makes it about himself. You don't ever see him talking negative about his teammates, even when he was dealing with no Jamal Murray the last couple of years, and it was just him running that team, and they were underperforming because they didn't have their full team. He never talked down about his teammates. You never saw no quotes that were targeted against, he needs to do more, and that's a mental thing to me. While Joel Embiid has all the physical gifts and tools, he lacks 2 things that Nikola Jokic doesn't lack. He lacks accountability, and I think he doesn't have that second gear that Nikola Jokic has. I think that Joel Embiid, you have to push him to another gear, meaning that you have to make him play harder. He's not going to go all out. He's not going to put his shield. He's not going to put his shield on the table, per se. This guy will. A few years in the bubble, we saw, Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee really give it to Nikola Jokic. They beat him in 5 games. Last night, what I saw with Anthony Davis, he can't do anything with him And that's kind of what it's been the last couple of seasons. Nikola Jokic is taking it personal to get better, better and better, and he's really proven it. Right? I gotta give Nikola Jokic credit. Um, I don't know the adjustments. I have to look a little bit more into the adjustments they can make. But from what I saw last night, like there's really it's a hard cover for the Lakers because Nikola Jokic can't even. It's not just beating you with. You got to worry about not his scoring, but his passing. So if you try to pressure him or double him, then he can pass out of double teams. He can make the right reads and plays. So then you got so many shooters on Denver like KCP, like Jamal Murray, like Michael Porter Jr., like Aaron Gordon, like what I'm saying, Bruce Brown. You got other guys on the team that can score. He's passing to and giving the ball to that. It's hard, man. It's hard to deal with that. So I don't know what the adjustment they're gonna do for Jokic, right? But I have to say though about this, man, Joel Embiid, he has all the tools to be the best player, right? But as long as he keeps on with this mindset of not taking the game as seriously he needs to take, he's never going to win a championship. And that if Nikola Jokic turns around and gets a championship this year, bro, automatically he's over Joel Embiid. Automatically. Automatically. At least in my eyes, he is. Because he's done something that Joel Embiid can. He ain't even been to a conference final. And this is Nikola Jokic's second conference finals. And they're only 1 year apart. I'm tired of seeing Joel Embiid getting beat in the second round. I'm tired of hearing about the process. I'm tired of different coaches in and out, right? Doc Rivers now has been fired, who I feel like he's, not the best coach for their team anyway. But when is it going to stop? When is it going to stop with all these players and all these coaches getting recycled around Joel Embiid? When is that going to stop? I mean, this guy had 15 points in the closeout game. He talking about, and Dame Lillard's like us. He talking about 15 points, and you're talking about you need help from your teammates, man. You need to carry your load first, and after you do that, then you can say, okay, well, my teammates didn't show up the way I wanted them to show up. That's real. That's what I'm saying, bro. Joel Embiid has to take that stance, bro. It's time for him to take that leap. That's what it's about. But all credit to Nikola Jokic, man. He dominated the game. In all facets, he does it gracefully. He doesn't boast. He doesn't brag. He always transfers credit to his teammates, and he doesn't quit. His character is he has very high character. So if you ask me, man, I'd rather have Nikola Jokic as my teammate than Joel Embiid. Maybe more talented, maybe more Joel Embiid, maybe more of a physically gifted player, maybe more, what I'm saying, I guess you could say more powerful, but I don't know. Once he won the MVP, just like his focus just dropped. He was happy just winning that MVP. Even when he lost to Boston, what I'm saying, I get you want to congratulate your guy, but the post game, I didn't see no fire. He come quoting Giannis Antetokounmpo saying like, um there's no failure, it's steps to success. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna probably hear that a lot. The difference is, first of all, Giannis is a champion. Joel Embiid hasn't won a championship. Number two, Giannis, when he lost the game against the Heat, he had like a 30-point game, and like even though he missed like I think double-digit free throws, you could tell he gives it all. Like Giannis, you'll never question Giannis's effort. You never can. That's one guy you can never question his effort, his motor, his will. So If he says it, if Giannis says it, then yeah. If he said there's steps to success, remember, he's a two-time, he's a champion. He's a two-time MVP. He's a Defensive Player of the Year, and he's actually turned that Milwaukee team around to a playoff team. They're the first seed this year. That's what Giannis has done. So if I hear that from him, I'm not really okay. It's like, okay, you had a year that didn't win it because everybody thought Milwaukee was going to win and that's basically because of him, because he's already put so much stock into that team and he's made people believe that they can win. But he's saying, like, we can't win it every year. Like, that's more heartfelt than a guy in Joel Embiid who ain't even made to the third. He ain't made to the conference finals yet. The city of Philadelphia is waiting, has been waiting for this guy to deliver them at least, not if not a championship, a finals appearance, man. At least one finals appearance. Right? If they get rid of James Harden, if the Sixers get rid of James Harden, and they go pick up, I don't know, a second star and Damian Lillard or somebody like that, then what's going to really be the excuse? But then again, I think Joel Embiid, if he really wants to be that top player, he will work with what he has. I saw he did it last year. He worked with what he had. That's why I thought he should have been MVP last year. They gave it to him this year. Okay, now you got the MVP under your belt, bro. Now it's time for you to win a championship. Now it's time for you to take your team to at least the conference finals, bro. Because I just don't see that he's serious about winning right now. But Jokic, he is serious. He wants to win. And you could tell. Also, the team, how they react and how they lead is based off, like I said before, is how the leader is. If the team is, together, that means the leader is the person that, galvanizes that team. If their team is disconnected, that means their leader is disconnected. There was a particular play I remember in game 4, where PJ Tucker got in Joel Embiid's face, like, saying, like, you're being too cool. You're not being aggressive enough. You don't have that extra gear. And that's why I say Joel Embiid doesn't have that extra gear, that extra push where it's going to take him going a little bit deeper in the water. He don't want to do that. And PJ Tucker, who's a feisty dude, who's a very, very inspirational guy, when he sees that, he's going to be, and he's your teammate, and he sees greatness in you like I see, he's going to challenge you. He's going to say, yo, what's going on? What's the problem? Go look it up. Game 4 against the Celtics, the last round. Go look at PJ Tucker getting Joel Embiid's face. He's at the free throw line. And then he got into his face like he wasn't being that killer he's supposed to be. Like, Embiid should be averaging, like I said, he should be averaging 35 points a game. 35 points, 14, 15 rebounds, 3-4 blocks a game. Easily. And I'm talking about not just the season, but he should be averaging that in the playoffs, not 20, like not 17. And I was seeing this even before he got injured, bro. That's why I know it's not the knee. When he was dealing with Brooklyn, he was having games where he was like scoring like in the teens. He wasn't even giving you 20 plus. He was giving you teen. I'm like, this guy don't want it. This guy don't want it right now. This guy wants that MVP. He was content with that MVP. He got it. He didn't want. Now he doesn't want to build off of it. And it really is disappointing because he has all the skills and tools. This guy, Nikola Jokic, can't even jump over a pencil, but yet and still his team, he's giving you 32, 34 points. 21 rebounds, 14 assists, bro. Come on, man. And he's efficient. And you can tell he genuinely cares. So I'm just gonna end it here, man. All respect to Nikola Jokic, man. I see the growth. I see the belief in him. I see the belief that he puts in his teammates, bro. And that's just something that you can't really teach. You either have it or you don't. You're either a leader or you're not. And one guy, Nikola Jokic, is a leader. Joel Embiid is somebody that his playful nature He's content with what he's content with mediocrity. That's what I'm gonna say. Right. But y'all hit me up next time. Pull up a seat, pull up a chair, pull up live. Peace. Out there like swimwear.